is a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. I'm Harvey Freed. There's Alex Afusi. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, buddy. What's up, man?
Hey, good morning, everyone out there listening. The sun is shining, so we're happy here in the real estate world. In fact, we brought in a new real estate agent, Chris Dayton, to talk all about real estate this morning. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Would you believe it? Already November 14th? Okay, 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Absolutely gorgeous outside again. Home purchases are kicking it. It's been busy all year. We're excited to bring you some great conversation about buying a house. Of course, always, Alex and I will throw in lots of information about refinancing a house. We take your calls live here in the studio, 248-539-9797. And we are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's 1-800-569-7283. Definitely give us a phone call. I know the people at the office have already been calling me. Ronnie's calling me, telling me the phone lines are open. They're there to help.
Did he park better today?
He's a better parker.
Ever since I said something last week, I got on him. About leaving his car. Chris, he pulls like halfway into the spots every time I pull in the morning, like the back of his car. Where they're like, it's like, I'm like, dude, how are you parking?
Usually parking VIP parking, but no, you're way back there.
I park all the way at the back because I like to get the exercise.
There you go.
I do. I don't know. I like it. It's nice.
Purchase business definitely booming. Many families, Chris, we talked last night, have been upgrading. We're at that age. Well, I'm older than you. I'm 49. I think you're a bit younger than me.
Just turned 39.
Okay, good. You guys are still upgrading your homes then. Of course, families are getting married. There's a lot of that in the air. Now some of the younger millennials are starting to have children. It's exciting out there for a lot of families making their next step up. Then we spoke about it last night, and a lot of the baby boomers are actually downsizing. Some are going for the bigger house, but a lot of them are downsizing.
Yeah, a lot of, it's really a good time right now to be selling your home and downsizing. It's exciting times because there's a lot of movement. These families are moving up. People are able to sell, get out, and they're able to get into the homes that they want. And so it's a good cycle that's going on right now in the market.
Just curious, in your area, now you work sort of the Novi corridor, that's everything Novi North. I mean, everything in Southeast Michigan, I know you work. Anywhere you can drive to, you're going to show the house or list the property. So what are you seeing out there? Is there really a shortage of homes? Are you seeing a little bit more on this side of town or the east side?
It's actually getting more to a balanced market, truthfully. Okay. There was a time back in the springtime, and obviously with springtime, there's always going to be more buyers that come out of the woodwork. What's great now is there's only serious buyers that are coming to look at homes. And so if you're selling your home now, it's a great time to only have show your home to serious qualified buyers.
We have serious sellers, too.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's serious sellers because who wants really, it's a beautiful day out here today, but we all know that it's not going to be pretty good for long.
Yeah, well, yesterday was funky. I mean, people, if you don't want to list your house and people tracking mud through your house unless you really want to sell it. Right. I think it's a great point. You guys talked about downsizing, and I think it's, when I was growing up, I remember like these, everybody had these big houses. You had, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. I mean, just
bigger families too.
3,000 square feet. Yeah, and I think now, obviously as expensive it is, to raise a family and not even bringing in, college tuition and all that. I think a lot of people, they don't want that monster huge house anymore. And I think those ones, that's the smaller yard, easy to maintain. It's more efficient. I think it's a great way to go. I personally, there's nothing I could. It's not that I want less than a 4,000 square foot house. That's 4,000 square feet to clean.
And a lot of heating bills, too, which, as Chris mentioned, we're about to get hit by all that stuff, too.
Man.
Real exciting stuff here. If you want to join the show, 248-539-9797. Home stills, as we mentioned, still very strong. Appreciation has slowed a little bit like down to normal levels in most cities. It's all about supply and demand.
Which is good.
Yeah, very good. Actually, the National Association of Realtors called the third quarter was the best quarter. Our past third quarter was the best quarter we've had in a decade, in 10 years. So, we know we're in there. We're in the trenches every day. People are buying homes. It's really exciting. I know it's been a more of a longer season. I don't think it's seasonal as much as it was. Even I think, Alex, when we first started doing the show way back, we saw it was a little bit more seasonal. It really did get slow. But those were different years. It was 04, 06, 07. And, of course, now with the resurgence of real estate, people are definitely out there. There's a lot of action. So it's good for our community. And again, when people are buying houses, they're fixing them up. We're putting mortgages together. So we've got real estate agents, we've got inspectors. That comes with a lot of home improvements and all these stores like Home Depot. Alex, I know you mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I go for hot dogs.
You go for the hot dogs.
I do too.
Furnace filter, anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely, the stores are ramping up. And I talked to a lot of guys. I got My buddy Jim, of course, runs was involved with the door company. And again, really just gangbusters. A lot of new construction, remodeling of office buildings. There's just so much going on out there. So really exciting times. If you'd like to join the show, 248-539-9797. Again, join us. Find out what it takes. We always talk about the good things that are going on across, our area. And it's really been about the employment. And that's cool. I mean, we know the employment. Those numbers are always skewed. I always think they're skewed. And again, we got really going into a holiday season, of course. It looks like jobless claims on the lower side now. People are back to work, but it's probably seasonal. And who knows where the Fed's going to go? We all think, and the way it's indicating, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, that mortgage rates definitely look like moving forward into December here, their last FOMC meeting, probably going to bump up a little.
The Fed funds rate is going to go up.
Yeah,
which doesn't necessarily have a direct impact on residential mortgage rates. But with that being said, you're going to have a trickle down or, this is a trickle up effect. I personally think a lot of it's already built in. I think the market knows the rates are going to go up. And that's why you've seen that bump from, the mid to high threes to the low fours. I mean, from a historical standpoint, you have to look at it, since the beginning of the mortgage industry. If you're getting, and I'm not quoting rates, so nobody call me and tell me this, but if you're getting something in the low fours on a 30-year fixed, I mean,
it's amazing.
Harvey, if I say I'm going to borrow $10,000 at 4% for 30 years, I'll give you $30 a month for 30 years.
It's the best deal for the borrower.
Please get
out of here.
Get out of my office, Alex.
Yeah, right. 30 years to pay this off at 4%.
Yeah, and obviously everybody wants to save money. I mean, money's tight across the board for everyone around here. I mean, it's southeastern Michigan. We're a hardworking town. And, if you get anything you can save money on and trim, a buck here or there, I understand. But I mean, there's, you still have those fence sitter buyers or borrowers that they I really gotta get 3 3/4. I really gotta get 3 7/8 to get something stuck on your head. And I said to this guy the other day, I'm like, dude, you're at 6 1/4%.
Yeah, get it done now.
If rates were at 5 1/4, what does it matter? So you're either gonna save $170 or zero.
Well, of course, the holidays are approaching quickly, and that one more meeting, we'll see what happens. I mean, the U.S. economy's can it handle it? It appears we might be able to handle it. Economic growth has been pretty good. Labor markets have improved. Again, but these things could be cyclical based on what's going on now. We got the holidays coming up. So who knows where it's going to go. 248-539-9797. We always talk about mortgage rates and purchasing. And again, the purchase market's always exciting and fun. And all these different programs are out there, Chris. Of course, you got FHA loans at 3.5% down. And,
crazy.
And you can have the sellers pay the concessions. So I've had a couple of clients call this week, newer clients who've listened to the show and a couple of referrals. And one or two of the families actually mentioned quickly in the conversation, said, Harvey, we're thinking about buying a house next year. And whatever, it's a couple months away, but, really they're going to start their search. So I do like the idea. Maybe don't wait. Maybe start your search now, find out, get your mortgage in place. And the reason why is maybe you can beat some of those other buyers out there. If you're looking at buying a house in the following year, meaning maybe April or May, maybe you're better off finding out if you can dive in there in February or March when things are a little bit slower. Do you remember that last year? Did it seem like there was a little bit more opportunity for the families before the prices go up to 2016?
Absolutely. December, we sold a house between Christmas and New Year's, and that buyer scored a great deal, a house in Livonia. And I'm always curious why people wait. Are you looking to just pay more, higher prices, higher rates potentially?
Right.
Just the rates are fantastic right now. Borrowing money is as good as it's going to get. I mean, just statistically speaking, we know that the averages are up, the bell curve is up around 8-9% historically. Is it going to move closer to that or further away? Right now, you're at 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5.
Right.
I mean, 5. And I think there's just a disconnect in the public that people need to know. This is a really, really great time to make a move if you have the means. And like you were talking about jobs and everything, we're seeing people having steady employment for 2 and 3 years who are now able to qualify for mortgages, get better rates, get conventional lending, and get into the homes that they want. So it's a really great time. And buying into January gets you a whole bunch of extra stuff.
That's one common misconception. You mentioned people having jobs for 2 and 3 years of steady employment. I take a lot of phone calls from people that say I couldn't qualify for X because I was on the job for 6 months. You really need, if you're a W-2 employee, you need 30 days on the job. That's really what it is. I mean, if you're a commission employee or 1099, it is different. But I mean, if you got hired at Ford today, we could have you in the house in January.
You really could. If your credit's all up to snuff, if you got the money to close, you can get your approval letter. And if you've been on the job for 30 days, you're not on probation, you can become a homeowner. I mean, look what the rents are. So we had a lot to talk about. 248-539-9797.
Why are you
Always
laughing,
want to take
Harvey?
your phone calls. What did you say?
I said probation. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm good. Talk about the competition on some of these houses.
But we put Harvey on office probation sometimes. Harry's like, Harvey, just go to your office.
Is that because he parks crazy?
No, Harvey's a good parker. He parks in the
I don't
VIP
park
park right up
crazy.
front.
All right, when we come back, there's the break. So when we
Drives
come back,
crazy.
all of your calls, 248-539-9797. Be right back.
24-Second Bar and Grill in Berkeley's the place to be for everything sports. Saturday night, it's UFC 193, Ronda Rousey versus Holly Helm. Get great drink specials during Wolverine and Sparty games, plus Detroit hockey and basketball games. 24 Seconds in Berkeley. 24secondsbar.com.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
So far this year, we've sold more homes in Southeast Michigan than any other agent. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. I share this with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you the fact that the more homes we sell, the more marketing dollars available for promoting your home to potential buyers. But don't just take it from me.
I'm Chuck Howard, and my wife and I use Jeff to sell a home in Royal Oak and buy one in Rochester Hills. Jeff takes the home selling and buying process to the next level. He knows the industry inside and out. Jeff is very professional and real easy to work with. He and his whole team are exceptional.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. When you hire Jeff and his team, Jeff will personally be involved, whether it's coming out to evaluate your home or marketing your home behind the scenes. Visit Jeff and his team at their newest location in Birmingham or call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover, a household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Did you know you can be more comfortable this winter by saving money? More energy efficiency means more comfort. Sophia from DTE Energy is going to tell us how. Hey, Sophia.
Hello.
So tell me some good tips.
Well, drafts in the winter can make you very uncomfortable. So seal gaps with weather stripping on your windows and doors and add insulation if it's needed. Together, these can save you about 10% on your energy bill.
I'll take 10% any day.
So would I.
What else you got for me?
You can use a programmable thermostat to set the temperature to 68 degrees or even lower at night. Did you know most people sleep better in a cooler room?
I did, because my wife steals all the covers.
I do too.
Shame on you. What other tips you have?
Use foil tape to seal joints or gaps in your ductwork to avoid losing 10 to 20% of your forced air heat to the attic or crawl space.
Well, that should keep me nice and snug.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to find out even more ways to stay snug this winter, go to dteenergy.com/save energy for tips and do-it-yourself videos.
So there you have it, folks. Be comfortable and enjoy saving. DTE Energy. Know your own power.
Health insurance with the lowest rates or health insurance with the highest ranking? Which should you choose for your small business? What if you could have both? You can when you choose HAP. HAP offers the lowest rates on health plans for small businesses in Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, and Wayne counties, with plans that feature yearly physicals covered in full, hospitalization and prescription benefits, wellness benefits, and more. And HAP is ranked highest in member satisfaction among commercial health plans in Michigan, 8 years in a row by J.D. Power. The lowest rates, the highest ranking. 2 great reasons to switch to HAP. Get a quote now. Talk to your agent or call 888-401-1616. That's 888-401-1616. Lowest rates based on Bronze Plan in Macomb, Monroe, Oakland, and Wayne counties. For J.D. Power award information, go to jdpower.com.
Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the 2nd year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
How do most people discover the blends of tea they like? Trial and error. But at Twinings of London, we believe in just trial. That's because we have 9 master blenders traveling the world to find the best teas, spices, and herbs for the perfect balance of taste, flavor, and aroma. With over 50 great tasting varieties, we wouldn't mind if you tried them all. Twinings of London, teas that fit your every mood. Available at Kroger, Spartan Nash stores, or twiningsusa.com.
Text the ticket anytime, 24/7 at 97136. The Gallianas Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text. Don't overpay. Get in at Gallianas Van Dyke Dodge today.
Your sports stimulus package.
97.1 The Ticket.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, Capital, all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You can also send us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com, and plenty more emails coming up. We got some new domain names on that. There's a lot of them. Quick shout out to all my younger listeners out there, too. I got a whole bunch of fans, my neighborhood.
You don't have fans.
Yeah, I got some fans out there. I got Zach out there. I've got Jack out there. I got Jim. Yeah, I got the little guys.
Even the guys in the booth are shaking your head.
Yeah, you're getting the shake off there.
We have open lines this morning, 248-539-9797. Always these great ways to purchase a house. I just throw them out. The FHA loans, conventional, the rural development loans are unbelievable. Folks, if you're listening, you can buy a house 0 down, and you don't have to be a veteran. Or if you are a veteran, give us a call. We are the best. Just closed a VA loan. We're getting ready to close a VA loan next week. 22 days in process from start to finish, guys. Definitely, if you're a veteran out there, get some stress off your mind. Call Capital Mortgage. Find out if you do qualify. We'd love to help you. Reach out always out to our veterans.
It's a great segue to this article I just found about how to buy a home without a 20% down payment. It's on CNN.com, which I think CNN's kind of a middle of the road site. It's not Fox News that goes way one way, and it's not MSNBC that goes way the other way. So they can kind of get a fair shake, and that's just my opinion. So, the number one thing is apply for an FHA loan, which is a 3.5% down payment product. Oh, okay, that's great, but you can go 3% down conventional now. You can go 3% down conventional with no private mortgage insurance. I mean,
that's pretty amazing.
And I'll just tell you that, honestly, if you're submitting an offer, you want to lead with your best foot forward. And there are differences in the type of programs from the seller standpoint. So if you come in and can qualify for a conventional loan at 3.5% down, it doesn't matter. It's still conventional.
Absolutely. 248-539-9797. So that was the number one thing, to apply for an FHA loan. Number two is look to see what Uncle Sam offers, which I think you just mentioned, a VA loan.
Or the USDA.
0 down, and that's the same thing on here. There's a USDA loan, which is also 0 down. Great products if you're a veteran or if you're in one of the rural areas of southeastern Michigan. Here's what kind of gets me going about this is that number 3, ask a family member for a loan.
I don't know about that one,
dudes.
You can't borrow money anyways to get a house. You can get a gift.
You can get a gift, which is the next one. Number 4 is get the money gifted, which is awesome. You can't take a loan to put a down payment on a house. You can't pull money from a credit card and then use that as a down payment. And, it's upsetting because people will call me and they'll say, well, I was doing some research online. And it's like, here, dude, it's like that show. You ever watch Pawn Stars?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too.
It's a good one.
The guy, people always come in and who's the main guy? Rick.
Big guy,
Rick.
the
big guy. And it's whatever. It's, Indian statue, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
A sword.
Yeah, a sword. Yeah, thank you. It's a samurai sword. He's like, how much you want for it? And the guy's like, $10,000. And you can always see Rick's face. He's like, dude, where did you get that number from? And he's like, it answers every single time. Well, I was doing some research online. And you're just like, it's the same thing with us, He
offers them $500.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, dude, you can put anything you want. If you look hard enough on the internet, you'll find the answer you want. I mean,
absolutely.
It's just you have to call the professionals. Don't call some conglomerate, with some 22-year-old kid just out of college. I mean, and granted, I was there too. I mean, I started when I was 22, just out of college. But I mean, here it is, 16 years later. I mean, you roll with that, man. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes when I was a kid. I mean,
Still making
there were some
them.
people that I learned from.
248-539-9797. You always talk about the documentation. We'll get to Matt out there quickly. Always talk about the documentation out there. And that's one of the keys to getting your transaction done. It's really still the key out there. Get involved with some mortgage bankers that really know what they're doing. Again, we open our doors at Capital Mortgage, and people are there all morning long. There's no obligation at all. 1-800-LOW-RATE. Give Alex and I a call. Again, you can come into our office, sit down with us. last week after the show, I'm going to say an hour, 2 hour meeting. I enjoy it still. And it's really fun. You're building confidence. You're giving buyers and a lot of times sellers advice on what's going on in their next big move in their life. And that knowledge you give them gives them the confidence to move forward, and it makes the whole transaction smooth and easy. If you're involved in transactions now and agents are fighting and mortgage bankers are fighting with it, get away from all that nonsense. Enjoy the process called Capital Mortgage Funding. And let's roll out to our first caller this morning. We've got Matt calling in from a cell phone. Good morning, Matt. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Great show. You guys do a great job every Saturday. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
So the current situation my wife and I are in, we sold our house in Allen Park, 3-bedroom ranch, one bathroom. We closed on that November 30th, and we're looking in the Livonia area, and we've already got outbid a few times on a couple houses. But now we're in a situation where we put an offer in on a house, and the guy has he's verbally agreed. And, of course, in this situation, verbally doesn't really mean anything until you sign. But so the guy has verbally agreed on our offer, and this is on Wednesday this week. And now he has not signed the papers, and his realtor can't get a hold of him. Apparently, he was traveling one day and he couldn't sign the papers. And we're getting a lot of BS back from the seller. And I guess my question is, why would this guy not want to sign the papers? Is he holding out for another offer? And it's just, the whole situation is odd. And our realtor, in fact, he said the same thing. He said he rarely ever sees this, and it's very, very odd, especially, this time of the year. It's serious sellers, serious buyers.
Right.
So I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts.
Chris,
on
what
that.
do you think? Go ahead.
Let me jump in on this one. Yeah. So what you've got going on right now is you've got somebody who's just got a lack of communication, and so sometimes you got to use the art of the pullback. You put a time deadline to your offer because. Contrary to popular belief, there are not multiple offers coming through all the time.
No, you don't say. There's not a backup cash offer.
There's not a backup cash offer.
Okay.
They're not sitting there. They are trying to wait. So if somebody's trying to wait, you need to take it away. So you need to say, here, you have till this amount of time, whether it be Monday at 5:00. Otherwise, we're going to have to go write an offer on another property. And now that puts the pressure on that seller to make a decision one way or the other, and then you can move forward and they can move forward. But more likely than not, they're gonna say, yep, let's go ahead and move forward and get the process started.
And it's odd because his realtor says we have a deal. He says he's just as frustrated as we are that he's not getting back. And and one thing too that on this property that hopefully we're going to get. Apparently, this guy had the house sold twice over the last few months, and the deals have fallen apart. And when he had the house sold a couple times, he had it sold for about $15,000 more than what we're agreeing on.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's fishy, and it's frustrating. And my wife and I are 5 months pregnant. We're trying to move before the holidays. It's just
sure. No, I understand. It's emotional, man. I'm the same way. I mean, I take all my transactions personally. I mean, I don't have file 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have Matt in his wife's file who's 5 months pregnant. Try to make it easy for you,
right?
And some good news is all my attorney buddies are texting me, and they're all saying a verbal agreement is legally binding. I mean. Good luck proving that in court. I'm not an attorney. I'm just saying, my buddies are, they're texting me right now. They're like, let that guy know that it's, verbal agreements legally binding. I mean,
you can't move forward unless you have a signed purchase agreement because you won't be able to get your financing all tech. Hey, look, here's what I'm saying, Matt. Keep working with the agent. But maybe one more time this weekend, go out. The weather's pretty decent. So maybe get out there again and just check out a few other properties to see if there's anything else. Whatever's meant to be might be meant to be with this guy. And if he doesn't, go ahead and move forward by Monday. Of course, this house isn't probably going to be there or available for sale.
Yeah.
It's tough, buddy.
All right,
Hang in there, man. I'll call you for the show and try to take care of it, man.
All right, take care,
awesome.
guys.
Thanks, Matt.
All
You
right,
too,
thanks
buddy.
for the call. Awesome. 248-539-9797.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, I hate hearing those calls. And I had a transaction a couple weeks ago with those guys from Skyward where there was illegally actually a signed PA.
Yeah.
And they pulled out and basically said she couldn't get a mortgage. And it goes back to where you're getting your pre-approval from. We were talking off the air there. There's one company. If you get an approval letter. You make them. You can't force them to, but you say, listen, we want you to get pre-approved through our lender too, or else we're not going to accept your offer. And quite frankly, pre-approvals, they're not worth the paper they're printed on. They're really not, because you can get out of a pre-approval no matter what.
A lot of ways to get out.
We can go back up to the break.
Yeah, we'll fill in a whole bunch of things. All right, when we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
What's that?
Not sure. A root vegetable, maybe?
I think it's a tuber.
I think we make it for dinner.
Really?
Really? Look in the cart.
Ah, Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt. It does make food taste delicious.
Well, that's because Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt is pure salt with no additives.
All right, let's try it.
I wonder what other foods would be better with Diamond Crystal Salt.
Diamond Crystal Salt. A brilliant choice since 1886.
You can lose up to 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days. No exercise needed, no cravings, no hunger, no drugs, no hormones. And this technology is guaranteed. You know how most weight loss professionals tell you not to step on the scale? Well, Dr. Stanley says,
I want you to get on the scale every day. I want you to see how this technology is working for you. How would you like to look back in the mirror just 40 days from now and see the person looking back at you 45 pounds lighter?
This new technology raises your metabolism, targets belly, butt, hips, and thighs, and is doctor supervised. It's customized for you to get to the root of your weight issues.
I've seen patients transform their lives with this program. If you're a diabetic, you need this. If you have low energy, you really need this.
Sign up for a consultation at the Novi, St. Clair Shores, or Riverview office. Call 1-800-IDEAL-U. That's 1-800-IDEAL-U. Results may vary, but Nutrimost patients have an average weight loss of 40 pounds in 40 days.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Our son Joe had one dream, to go to college and become an architect. It was going to be expensive, so he needed our help with the tuition. Unfortunately, my husband died last year, and so did our son's dream. If only we had gotten life insurance like we talked about.
You want to take care of your family, and we want to help. Hi, I'm Brent Langdon for AIG Direct. We partnered with American General Life to find you their most affordable rates on term life insurance products. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-900-1303. Help protect your family's dreams now. It only takes 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. And the call is absolutely free. 1-800-900-1303. That's 1-800-900-1303.
Welcome to a place where all that glitters is yours for the taking. You can win a share of $50,000 in free slot play during the Surprise Hot Seat Giveaway Saturdays in November. There's no place like Hollywood. Hollywood Casino Toledo. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
At Davenport University, we offer financial assistance and advice that goes far beyond most other schools.
We have a lot of resources in the financial aid department, a lot of seasoned counselors.
Everybody assigned one financial aid advisor.
They explain different grants, scholarships, they bring it all to light. 95% of our students receive some type of financial assistance.
We're also experts in veteran benefits.
My advisor has served in the military. They're able to help me step by step.
The funding is there. Work study, GI Bill.
At Davenport, we'll help you develop a financial plan in addition to your academic and career plan.
I would not be going to school if it weren't for my financial aid advisor.
I love my financial aid advisor.
For a head start in financing your education, head to Davenport and get where the world is going.
We've helped 95% of our students with financial assistance. To find out how we can help you, call 800-686-1600. Classes begin January 11th.
Tune in tomorrow as the Lions take on the Packers. Game time 1 p.m. Presented by Ford, the official automotive company of the Detroit Lions Radio Network.
The best just got better. Buy any Samsung 9 Series SUHD TV 55 inches or above and get a 32-inch Samsung TV for free. The best way to 4K while supplies last. For free 32-inch model and any additional restrictions and limitations, see participating retailers or visit samsung.com/freetv.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Michigan and Michigan State, both winners in college basketball in the season openers last night. Number 25 Wolverines, 74-84 over Northern Michigan. Michigan State dumping Florida Atlantic 82-55. Red Wings falling home to the San Jose Sharks 3-2. Tatar and Fulton in the goal scorers. Jimmy Howard, 11 saves. Pavel Datsyuk made his season debut. Did not figure in the scoring, but was named the number 3 star. College football today, number 14 Michigan visiting Indiana. 3:30 kickoff. You can hear it on AM 950 WWJ. 12 noon the kickoff from East Lansing. Number 15 Michigan State hosting Maryland. Lions in Green Bay tomorrow, 1 p.m. right here on The Ticket. From the 1-800 Call Sam Studios, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
Cardinals, Seahawks. Sunday night football coverage begins at 7:30 on your home for the NFL on Westwood One. 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We have open lines, 248-539-9797. Also, you can call Capital all day long at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always send us those emails to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. We want to thank Chris Dayton for joining us. Chris, you're great, man.
Thanks. Having a blast.
We like having professional real estate agents come in that, have their head screwed on right. At minimum, you definitely know how to fill out the purchase agreements and a whole lot more. And it's really great to have professionals in there. And, one of the things we talked about last night was the apprehension of sometimes a seller actually signing. We had that caller, and, where's that seller's motivation? And potentially, look, we might even know who that seller is. I don't want to go there. Maybe he had something in his life where he's attached to the house, like a loss of a wife or something.
Wife. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a very real thing. And the longer they've been there, you can actually, if you're going to buy a house, you should probably pull up public records and see how long that person's owned that house.
There's a lot of things you can pull up regarding the house down at the public records, including did they pull permits for different things, finished basements, things like that you can bring up. But, the motivation of the seller, you don't know.
Exactly. And, actually, if you really want to get down to it, the longer they've been there, you can kind of know that they're going to have an emotional attachment to it. So write a letter and tell them how great their house is.
That's such a good idea, dude.
Bingo.
So glad you brought that up.
Yep.
Why not? Why? Right. Put a letter together, your purchase agreement saying, obviously you've been here a long time. You raised your family. There's a lot of great memories. We would like to continue that tradition.
Absolutely.
Why not?
That's going to pull on their heartstrings, and that is going to get to their motivation. If they have a motivation or they have an emotional attachment to it, it's no different than my mom sold her house earlier this year. And she wanted to sell it to somebody who wanted to be in that house. And it was a house that my dad and her built out in Commerce. They sold the house, and it's a beautiful couple that has that house now. And my mom is really happy, and she wanted them to have the house. It's crazy. And so that is really a real factor. So capitalize on that. I mean, not capitalize. I don't mean saying you're like vindictive or whatever, trying to manipulate something, but understand the situation.
It might get your offer accepted versus that other person.
And then you can live in that house. That's what the house you want. So
I've taken renters for one of my properties in Royal Oak.
Yeah.
I had these 2 kids, and you can't discriminate, obviously, you want
the best.
But if I have 2 offers and one's a 40-year-old woman or 2 dudes just out of college, I'm probably gonna if they're
I don't know what's better. I'm trying to think what could be better.
Generally speaking, I'm just saying a mature person, with a kid is better than 2 kids just out of college.
You would think so.
Anyway, so these 2 kids, they wrote a letter. They're like, hey, this is our first house. We graduated Michigan State. And once it said Michigan State, I'm like, well, dude, all right.
There you go.
These
Boom
guys.
sauce.
So, but I had these guys, they wrote a letter. Then I had the other guy who basically, lowballed me, was just kind of a jerk. I mean, it just when you get to know somebody here, if someone's emotionally attached to a house or a property or like anything. And you can become, make an emotional transaction.
Yeah.
It does help sometimes. I mean, it really does. I mean, you try to see, people say take emotion out of it. 248-539-9797 if you want to join the show. People say take emotion out of it. That's easier said than done, man. I mean, there's a lot of people, if you raise your kids in a house, all of a sudden you're going to get rid of it?
Yeah, it is a tough thing. I sold my house that I grew up in. I actually bought the house from my parents, and I lived there from age 10. And I'm 39 now, and I sold it this summer. And it was an emotional process. And so I can relate. I can feel that pain, that angst for sellers and finding that right buyer. And you can have some reluctance, and you go back and forth, and you play mental ping pong on the seller side. So I'd say just stick with it. You do have to put a time deadline to it, and help those people. But helping those people overcome whatever reluctance they might have is by agreeing with them that their house is special.
Right. We talk about the motivation of the seller and what they're apprehensive about signing it. And one of the other reasons is, and we're finding this out, is they're a little afraid that they might not find what they're looking for. So that also falls into us. Did you know that actually 2/3 of Americans are likely to move at least once during their retirement years? Last year, 4.2 million baby boomers moved, which is pretty interesting. 3 out of 10 of them upsized their homes. So 30% of the baby boomers actually wanted a larger house, which left, of course, 50% downsizing. So the majority of the baby boomers were downsizing, and 20% are basically unaccounted for, whether they moved into nursing homes or moved into families or maybe even into their second homes that were already owned by retirement homes. But interesting out there is to learn the motivation.
I can't wait to go to a nursing home. Dude, I'm counting the days.
You're never going.
I'm going to the villages. If I could go now.
You got a place?
I can't wait.
Golf, jacuzzis.
I'll be like Kramer down
Superstar
there. Seinfeld down there with all the old people, just crushing it at softball and beating everybody.
Get your Cadillac.
Oh yeah, I'm good to go.
248-539-9797. What else do I got written down here? I wrote on some interesting stuff last night. Realtors are still reporting many homes are going under contract more quickly than last year. Are you finding that? What's going on out there, Chris? Give me a vibe on it.
They're going under contract, but just slightly. I think the days on market went down by 1 day in October.
Oh, okay.
So it's not significant enough to make a big difference one way or the other. It's still, 30, 40 days out. That's where we're at right now, typically in the Metro Detroit area.
Okay.
So if you're selling your house. And then you've got, it depends on who you have doing your lending. But you just said 22 days for a VA loan.
Well, hey, don't put me down for all the loans.
Not all the. I'm not committing you to that. But realistically, we tell our clients you've got 60 days.
Yeah.
After you get a contract.
Well, again, if you're reluctant about signing a purchase agreement because you're a seller in this case, and the family really wants a house, you can stretch that out to 90 days. Even give yourself. You could write, hey, look, closing on or before 90 days. There's a lot of families out right now that might want to finish up the holidays and close after in January. So again, everyone's motivation is a little bit different. If you can find out where the motivation is, that's where the transaction lies.
Well, even that, you can actually close on a house and provide occupancy afterwards. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't even realize that when they close on their home, they're going to pay for the rest of that home, and then they actually skip a month of payments. Your payment. So if you closed today, you would pay for the rest of November. You wouldn't have a payment in December, and you would have your first payment be due on January 1st, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys?
No, you got it right.
Yes. And so from the buyer side, if you want to alleviate any stress from that seller, they want to stay in their home, you can offer some occupancy, and it doesn't really cost you anything.
No.
It's a benefit to you. It's a win for you. It could be a win for the seller, and that's how it can come together and actually get the deal done.
Right. And a lot of times you might have to even give someone some time to maybe even sell their other home. There's a lot of reasons why every transaction is a little bit different. You find out everyone's motivation. So again, dealing with honest people and sellers and buyers that are willing to work together, make it a win-win situation. Those are the transactions that we all love the most. 248-539-9797. We brought in Chris Dayton from Keller Williams' office. He's got a group team over there, which is pretty cool. And again, you see more and more of these independent offices. And then I see a lot of the groups within the real estate offices. And what they do is they put these hardworking groups together. And I know you guys, they have different divisions within your organization where some people are listing homes. Other people are strictly working with the buyers. Some people are pounding the pavement, calling old listings and trying to find these listings. But I do like the groups because typically there's a lot of people there to answer the phone, usually having a full-time assistant, which we all do at Capital. And we're able to work as a team and get things done efficiently. It's pretty great stuff.
Yeah, we named our team name Opulent Life, and it's a fantastic company. We chose that because we want to give the best possible service, not just sell $1 million homes or opulent. It's about having the best service, and my partner Stephanie Janiga and I, we kill it all the time with great customer service. That's what we want. We figure it's easier to have great customer service and get referrals than it is to have to, constantly be pounding the pavement. If you've got realtors who are always looking for new business, then they're not servicing your business. So
there you go.
That's what it's about. We want to give you a raving experience. That's why we've partnered with Capital Mortgage Funding. It's a start to finish. It's like a marathon, and we will help you find that home, and then we'll hand it off to these guys over here at Capital Mortgage. They'll do a great job closing it out, and we'll finish the race strong. It'll be awesome.
It is all about service. I mean, there's 1,000 realtors. I mean, and then there's
mortgage lenders
too. I mean, it's I think it's you see less of the people that they're doing mortgages part time versus realtors. But it's like so the other day I got a text from someone that's he's been a transient employee. He's had 50 different jobs. I get a text. It's like, hey, dude, I actually have a real estate license. Like,
Hey, let's go to some of our calls here. And again, if you'd like to join the show, 248-539-9797. We got Tom calling in from Monroe. Good morning, Tom. You're live on the ticket.
Hey, Tom, what's up, man?
Good morning. I've got a question. And you guys just mentioned something about, which threw me into this insurance question. We purchased a home for my daughter in 2010. She has some disabled children. And when we purchased the home, it had been totally renovated. The home was first built in 1868. Wow. And when we insured the home, we had, we just ran with our normal agent, and we put homeowners insurance on it. And at the time, we didn't think nothing of the rates. Everything seemed to be fine. But this year, the rates went up to $2,200, almost $2,400 for the homeowners insurance on a home that's $132,000 of value. And when I called the agent indicated that it was because we hadn't shown that the home had been updated since 1868 on electrical, plumbing, all the mechanicals. Now, it was totally gutted in 2009. That's how we bought it. Everything was new when we purchased it in 2010. But they said they needed documentation, and the question comes to you guys is, she can't afford, I can't afford a mechanical engineer. They suggest a mechanical engineer come in and date everything as current. It doesn't even make sense that the insurance company would think the house hadn't been updated since 1868. There was no electricity.
Tom, the appraisal would definitely say that it was updated. I wonder what the appraisal does read that was done back when you guys purchased the house. That's A. B, you can invite them to the house. In fact, I'm finding out that more and more insurance companies have to do an inspection of the house. You're more than willing to say, hey, Mr. Insurance Guy, well, obviously you can shop for a new insurance company. And that's my first thing I would say is then throw it out there, see who else can offer you better. But it sounds like they need to come in the house and do an interior inspection, and that'll reveal the fact that the house has been updated. Like you said, there was no electricity in 1868. I like that one.
Yeah, he was at the house. He came to the home when we originally purchased it. He took pictures because he saw the updates. But she said the pictures aren't what they want. They want a mechanical engineer to prove that it was updated. So your suggestion is to find another agent.
Yeah, and we're up against a break, and it's a great call. If you want to stay on the line, Tom, we'll follow up with you when we come back. All of your calls, 248-539-9797.
Guys, if you're losing your hair, now's the time to fix it. Call me, Dr. Berkowitz, at Michigan Hair Restoration to bring back your real, natural head of hair. I have so much faith in this method, I've even had it done myself.
Go to drb4hair.com to see his incredible transformation and find out why he was voted one of the nation's 10 best hair surgeons of 2015. Visit drb4hair.com or call 844-WANT-HAIR for 0% financing and guaranteed results. Call 844-WANT-HAIR. Thanksgiving's on the way, and the only turkey neck you should be thinking about is the one on the table. Get rid of that turkey neck today and look 10 years younger tomorrow with Accents Cosmetic Surgery. Dr. Berkowitz and Accents Cosmetic Surgery can lift and tighten loose, saggy neck skin in minutes. That's something to be thankful for. Contact Dr. B at AccentsCosmeticSurgery.com for 0% financing and guaranteed results. That's AccentsCosmeticSurgery.com.
Newsflash for anyone suffering with sleep apnea who uses a CPAP system. SoClean.com is offering a 30-day in-home trial of the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. This special opportunity is available on a strict first-come, first-served basis. To stop cleaning your system by hand, try the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner, risk-free for 30 days. Call immediately 1-800-500-5403. SoClean is scientifically proven to destroy 99.9% of all CPAP germs, viruses, and bacteria. It's completely hands-free and hassle-free, and it works in minutes. No need to take apart your system or use any water. To introduce this life-changing breakthrough to the world, SoClean.com is offering risk-free trials to anyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. To stop washing your CPAP system by hand, try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Call 1-800-500-5403. This is an exclusive radio offer and supplies are limited. That's 1-800-500-5403.
This is a special announcement for men with ED. A local medical clinic is offering free doses of a breakthrough ED medication to the first 75 men who call now. This offer is to spread awareness about a treatment that's 98% effective, even for men who can't take prescription ED medications. You'll receive a personalized, custom blend of the latest FDA-approved medications formulated to treat sexual performance problems caused by diabetes, cardiovascular problems, low testosterone, or depression. Your appointment will be at a private and professional medical office with a doctor representing a physician network that has helped over 50,000 men regain their performance in just one office visit. If you thought your ED symptoms were untreatable, don't miss this opportunity to get a free dose of a highly effective, rapid-acting medication. This offer is limited limited to the next 75 men who call. You must act now to reserve your free dose of this breakthrough treatment. That's 800-896-9400. 800-896-9400. 800-896-9400. Brought to you by Boston Medical Group.
Imagine a place where hockey fans cheer side by side with basketball fans, where football fans break bread with soccer fans, where the geniuses of baseball hang with the extreme sports fearless X-types. Imagine if this place served pizza and cheesesteaks, pints and fish and chips. Imagine if there were as many HD TVs as there were types of beer. It sounds perfect, doesn't it? It's real, and you can find it at TAP, only at MGM Grand Detroit.
The baseball team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Tigers live here.
.46 on a gorgeous Saturday morning. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're in our 15th season. I think we're coming back next year, too. We'll be talking about that soon.
I hope so.
I hope so. Hey, give us a call, 248-539-9797. Harvey Fried, Alex Nafusi with Capital Mortgage Funding. We brought in Chris Dayton with Keller Williams. If you have those real estate questions, definitely throw them at us. We'll go right back to the callers here. We've got John on the line on the cell phone. Go ahead, John.
Yes, I'm planning on purchasing a house that's going into foreclosure that's actually owned now by my daughter. And she has until the end of December to either pay off the mortgage or the house, or get out of the house is in foreclosure now. And my plan is to purchase the house from the bank myself, which has a payoff of about $170,000. And the house is in Macomb, and the homes in the subdivision are selling for about $250,000.
So how did it go to foreclosure?
Why don't you just buy it from your daughter?
Well, because I think I can buy it for less money if I go directly in from the bank, can I not? Because if she has a payoff of about $200,000, but the bank purchased the house for about $150,000 or $60,000. So
the bank's not going to say that house.
I'm sorry?
The bank's not going to say that house for $150,000.
No, there's no.
It's never going to. It's completely fraud.
All right, I'm not. Well, okay, that's my question. I was wondering if they would sell it for the same amount of money, but if I have my attorney approach the bank, I mean, what are you What are you thinking? Would they sell it for $170,000, $80,000? You probably can't answer that.
I can actually give you some insight into that. Here's how a bank works. The bank's going to take that property. They're going to do what's called a BPO, or broker price opinion, and they're going to get the current market value of it. They're not interested in selling houses for discount. That's not what banks do. Banks make money. And so if they have an asset, they're going to sell it what is the current market value of that property.
What you said was $250.
Right.
Correct.
Right. So why would they sell it to you for $150?
Yeah, they want it. It's a good idea in theory.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. Well, that's why I'm calling you. I want to make sure I'll get my ducks in a row.
John, you're in the redemption period right now. So you have until December to bring the mortgage current. You can buy it back for what's owed on it. You can't buy it back for less.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Get a payoff from the bank currently of how much your daughter owes, and if you want to keep her in the house, buy it back for what's owed on it, not for less. Because she borrowed money, she has to pay it back. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
So.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
I like that route.
I think that's. Thanks for the suggestions, and I'll work on that. I think she's been given some erroneous information.
Yeah, it sounds like it, John.
Yeah,
appreciate the call
from her attorney, I think. All right, thanks so much.
Cool. Thanks, John. See ya.
And I had one of those recently. Look, here's the deal: the banks aren't selling it to your dad when you're 6 months behind for a discount. That ain't happening.
You can't. I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, if I understand his, I mean, it seemed like he's like a nice guy. I mean, I'm glad that he called, and was why I'm glad we talked him through it. Why wouldn't everybody do that if we were allowed to do that? Why wouldn't I let my house go to foreclosure and then have my dad pick it up for $50,000?
Everyone would do that.
And then sell it back to me. Then I just picked up $250,000 in built-in equity.
248-539-9797. We're here to help you with those type of situations. Hey, Roy, you're calling in. I'm not sure where you're calling from, so go ahead with your question, Roy.
Yeah, I had a foreclosure just over 4 years ago. I had some financial problems at the time, jobs and whatnot. Since then, everything's certainly been straightened out. My credit score right now is 670. And I wondered the length of time that I'd have to wait to try to purchase a new home.
You can do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you know what?
Someone had told me 7 years.
Here's the thing: guidelines change all the time. I mean, they change midweek sometimes. We'll just get an email from Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac changing the time frame you have to wait to get a foreclosure, or the income calculations. There's all sorts of different guidelines. I'm 100% positive 3 years after the date of your sheriff's sale, you can buy a new house.
Yeah, we can get you a mortgage. It's not going to be a conventional loan necessarily, but probably an FHA loan, 3.5% down, unbelievable interest rates. And Roy, it's the best call you made this morning. We're happy to have you on board.
That's great.
Awesome. I'll call after the show. Give me like 20 minutes and I'll call you right back.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Roy. Yeah, a real approval letters are free at Capital Mortgage. If you're out there and considering buying a house, if you're a boomerang buyer, hey, you ran into a situation like our gentleman who just called, foreclosure in the past, bankruptcy situation, job loss, lots of good people have bad things happen to them. We can help you now. There's a second chance out there. Again, hopefully you've rebuilt your credit. If you can't, we can help you with that also. I put a section together with credit. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage. We have the software that will go ahead and show you what you need to do to get your credit scores up. Of course, making your payments on time is always a good start. What were you going to say over there?
I just wanted to throw out to anybody who's listening there, if you're in the market, you want to start buying a home, then my recommendation is don't start with the internet. I know everybody wants to. You want to search something. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but really, it's a glorified bathroom wall is what it is. What you need to do is you need to pick up the phone. You need to call these guys over here, talk them through your specific scenario. Be upfront. Don't hold anything back. Just let it flow so we can put you in the right position so that we can move you forward and get you in a home.
No obligations at all. Great. Hey, we got one more call to get to. Gary in Farmington Hills. You have a HARP question. Go ahead, Gary.
Hey, how are you guys doing this morning?
Good morning, sir.
Good. Hey, I have a second home up north that we did a refi on through one of the local banks back in 2009. And from what I understand at the point in time, we weren't made aware that it was scheduled to be a HARP refi. And I've talked with Freddie Mac, and they basically say that the closing or the closing time on the loan was in April 24th of 2009, which is before the HARP program started.
Correct,
I guess deadline end of May.
Right.
We tried to do a HARP refi on it now, and Freddie Mac and the bank basically say you can't do a HARP refi because you already had one already.
Well, yeah.
So with Freddie Mac saying, hey, we were before the deadline, how is it that we can't qualify for another
Gary,
one?
what's the balance of the mortgage right now?
$177,000.
And what's the house worth?
$245,000.
So here's the thing: we don't have to do a HARP refinance. We can do conventional, regular old school refinance.
Yeah, but the hassle is I've got to go through an appraisal. I've got to go through an application fee. I've got to go through all the docs.
You got to do that with HARP anyway.
The only thing that the HARP loan probably got you out of was the appraisal. That's not a big deal. In fact, we can probably give you such a great deal.
Okay, what if I pay for the appraisal?
Well, that I guess could work.
Okay,
I mean, as simple as that.
What's your current rate, Gary?
5.25.
You're going to definitely be able to save money and get an old-fashioned refinance. Rates are lower than that. And if you got great credit, you obviously have the loan to value. You've got plenty of equity in your house. You're going to love the new loan we're going to present to you. So thanks for calling, Gary. Now you got professional people helping you. We'll follow up right after the show.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's as easy as that. 248-539-9797. Do you want to sneak in a call?
No, I mean, it's a great call. I mean, it's unfortunate that whoever he spoke with kind of, said you don't qualify for a HARP loan. But the guy's at 5.25. You can save him, plenty of money on that.
Yeah, you can only do one HARP loan, which is fine. And that was a loan taken or insured actually by Fannie or Freddie. Was it May 31st of 2009? Didn't they extend that all the way through August 31st of that?
I think
2009?
I think so.
But right, if you've already done the HARP loan, great. You're taking advantage of a lower rate, hopefully a lower term. And we saw that so often with families that were able to refinance using the HARP program. And we still continue to.
It doesn't always get out of the appraisal either.
No.
I mean, a lot of times you still need an appraisal.
Yeah. Not all HARP loans.
And it's a second home.
Uh-oh.
There's some moving parts there.
Lots of things going on. Hey, we're up against, that's it. We finished it already.
We're
the Hardcore
done.
Mortgage Show, the quickest hour in radio. Definitely want to thank you, Chris. You were awesome. Chris Dayton from Keller Williams. We'll have you back for sure, Chris. If you want to hook up with Chris, call us at Capital Mortgage. We'll get you set up with his whole team. We've got Pat Caputo coming in next with Kyle Bogey For Alex Nafusi, I'm Harvey Freed. We'll see you next Saturday.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Think now isn't the best time to list your home for sale? Well, think again. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. In the spring and summer real estate market, everyone wants to get in time for the school year to start. Now, today's buyer is looking at homes to get settled before the holidays. Don't wait until after the holidays and miss out on that potential buyer for your home.
Hi, I'm Katie Androff.
And I'm Andrew Androff. And, we had our house listed with another realtor. 10 months on the market, no offers.
And, with 2 small children, it was extremely frustrating to get ready for those showings.
But then Jeff Glover came along, and he sold our house within weeks.
Homeowners who sell their homes with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell their homes in an average of 23 days. When you hire Jeff and his team, Jeff will personally be involved, whether it's coming out to evaluate your home or marketing your home behind the scenes. Visit Jeff and his team at their newest location in Birmingham or call Jeff at 855-JEFF-SELLS or online at 855jeffsells.com. Realtor Jeff Glover, a household name. Jeff Glover is affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Growing up, when visiting my relatives on the reservation, I was told I would eventually